Do not be tempted to poke them or move them around for the first couple of minutes. We need to let them sit and develop that gorgeous, flavorful crust. For a steak that is about 1 inch thick, you will want to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes on this first side for a lovely medium rare result. Keep an eye on the heat. It should still be at medium high. You want a consistent sizzle, but you do not want the oil to be smoking too much or the outside of the steak to burn before the inside has a chance to cook. After those 2 or 3 minutes, use your tongs to take a little peek underneath one of the steaks. You should see a fantastic golden brown crust forming. Once you have that beautiful crust on the first side, it is time to flip the steaks. Hello, today, we are going to cook something truly special. We are making a fantastic buffalo meat dish. Buffalo meat is a brilliant choice, you know. It is lean, which means it is good for you. It is also packed full of amazing flavor. Many people are discovering how wonderful buffalo meat can be. It is different from beef in a very good way. It has a slightly sweeter, richer taste that I think you will absolutely love. This recipe is perfect for a quick dinner or a healthy lunch. Cooking buffalo meat sounds difficult, right? Wrong. It is incredibly easy. This recipe is designed to be super quick. We are talking about a delicious meal on your plate in a very short time. You do not need to be a professional chef to make this. I will show you every simple step. We will make something delicious together, and it will be fun. Cooking should always be enjoyable, and with results this good, it definitely will be. Get ready for a taste sensation. The best part about this recipe is its simplicity. We are not using a long list of complicated ingredients. Let's cook something amazing. Buffalo dish, the list is nice and short. The star of the show, of course, is the buffalo meat. You will want some nice buffalo steaks. Sirloin is a great choice, or perhaps some tenderloin medallions if you are feeling a bit fancy. Look for meat that has a good deep red color. About 150 to 200 grams per person is a good amount. Next up, we need a little bit of oil for cooking. A good quality olive oil is lovely. Or you can use sunflower oil or another vegetable oil that you like. Just a tablespoon or 2 will be enough. We also need some basic seasoning. Salt is essential. And freshly ground black pepper, of course. The pepper gives it a little bit of a kick, a nice warmth. Now for some optional extras, if you want to add even more flavor. A clove of garlic, just one, can add a lovely aroma, and a small knob of butter, perhaps about 10 grams. Adding this towards the end of cooking can make the sauce, if you like, really rich and delicious. So to recap, our main list is very simple. Buffalo steaks, oil, salt, and pepper. Let's get them ready for the pan. This preparation part is quick, but it is very important. It's enough to take the chill off. If the meat is too cold when it hits the hot pan, it will not cook as evenly. Next, and this is a crucial tip, you need to pat the buffalo meat dry. Take a couple of sheets of paper towel. Gently pat all the surfaces of the steak. You want to remove any extra moisture from the outside of the meat. Dry meat will form a much better crust when it cooks. Once your steaks are nicely dried, it is time for seasoning. Do not be shy with the salt and pepper. Season the buffalo steaks generously on all sides, sprinkle the salt evenly, and then add a good grind of black pepper. For this quick recipe, seasoning just before you put it in the pan is perfectly fine. So your buffalo steaks are at room temperature, patted dry, and seasoned well. That is all the prep you need for the meat itself. Let's get that pan ready for some action. We are going to pan sear these steaks. This method is quick, and it gives you that amazing crust and juicy inside. First, you need a good pan. A heavy-bottomed frying pan is best. Cast iron is fantastic if you have one, but any solid heavy pan will do the job well. A heavy pan holds heat evenly, which is very important for cooking steak perfectly. Place your chosen pan on the stove over a medium-high heat. We need to get the pan nice and hot. This is really important for getting a good sear on the buffalo. How do you know when it is hot enough? If you flick a tiny drop of water into the pan, it should sizzle and evaporate almost immediately. Once your pan is properly hot, it is time to add the oil. You only need a little bit, about a tablespoon. Pour the oil into the hot pan. It should shimmer almost instantly. Now for the exciting part. Carefully, using tongs if you have them, place your seasoned buffalo steaks into the hot pan. Do not be tempted to poke them or move them around for the first couple of minutes. We need to let them sit and develop that gorgeous, flavorful crust. For a steak that is about 1 inch thick, you will want to cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes on this first side for a lovely medium rare result. Keep an eye on the heat. It should still be at medium high. You want a consistent sizzle, but you do not want the oil to be smoking too much or the outside of the steak to burn before the inside has a chance to cook. After those 2 or 3 minutes, use your tongs to take a little peek underneath one of the steaks. you should see a fantastic golden brown crust forming. Once you have that beautiful crust on the first side, it is time to flip the steaks. Use your tongs to carefully turn them over. Now, cook the other side for another 2 to 3 minutes, again for medium rare. If you prefer your steak more done, you can add an extra minute or so per side. But buffalo is quite lean, so it is best not to overcook it, as it can become a bit tough. Medium rare to medium is usually perfect for keeping it tender and juicy. This is a classic restaurant trick that is so easy to do at home. Section 6. Extra wow factor easy flavor boosts for your buffalo. So easy, anyone can do them at home. One of the simplest flavor boosters is fresh herbs. If you have a sprig of fresh rosemary or thyme, you can toss it into the pan along with the garlic and butter during the last minute or two of cooking. As the herbs heat up in the oil and melted butter, they release their beautiful aromatic oils. These oils then coat the buffalo steak, infusing it with a subtle herby fragrance and taste. Another fantastic way to add a burst of freshness and cut through the richness of the meat is a little squeeze of lemon juice. This is done right at the end, after you have taken the buffalo steak out of the pan to rest. Just a tiny squeeze of fresh lemon juice over the hot steak can really brighten up all the flavors. And do not forget the power of good quality finishing salt. While we season the meat before cooking, a tiny pinch of flaky sea salt sprinkled over the sliced steak just before serving can add a lovely texture and an extra pop of flavor. These small details, these little flavor boosters, they all add up to create a truly memorable and delicious buffalo steak experience. Now let's move on to the final steps. Your buffalo steak is almost ready to be enjoyed. Section 7. The secret to juicy meat, letting your buffalo. Now here comes a step that many home cooks skip, but it is one of the most important secrets to a juicy, tender steak. You must, absolutely must, let the meat rest. Take your beautifully cooked buffalo steaks out of the hot pan. Place them on a clean cutting board or a warm plate. Do not be tempted to slice into them straight away, no matter how hungry you are. Once the steaks are out of the pan, you need to cover them loosely with a piece of aluminum foil. Just a loose tin of foil over the top is perfect. This helps to keep the meat warm while it rests. Now how long should you let it rest? Allows the muscle fibers to relax, and those precious juices get redistributed evenly throughout the steak. This means every bite will be succulent and delicious. Your patience will be rewarded with the juiciest, most tender buffalo steak. Section 8. Time to eat. Serving your amazing buffalo creation. This is the moment you have been working towards. Before you serve, take a moment to appreciate how good that steak looks. That beautiful brown crust, the amazing aroma. You have done a brilliant job. Now let's talk about slicing and serving. For the best texture, you should always slice steak against the grain. Look closely at the meat. You will see tiny lines, which are the muscle fibers. You want to cut across these lines, not parallel to them. Slicing against the grain shortens those muscle fibers, making the meat much more tender and easier to chew. Use a sharp knife for this. A good sharp knife will glide through the rested steak without tearing it, keeping all those lovely juices locked inside each slice. Slice the buffalo steak into pieces about ½ inch thick, or to your preference. Arrange the slices nicely on a warm plate. You can fan them out a little to show off that perfectly cooked pink interior if you cooked it medium rare. Now what to serve with your incredible buffalo steak? Because the steak itself is so quick and flavorful, simple sides work best. A lovely fresh green salad with a light vinaigrette is a classic choice. Some simple steamed green beans or asparagus would also be fantastic. Alternatively, if you fancy something a bit more substantial, some quick cooking roasted baby potatoes would be a delicious accompaniment. The main thing is that you have cooked a stunning piece of buffalo meat quickly and easily. Section 9. Your quick buffalo win. A speedy recap of deliciousness. A quick, easy buffalo recipe that delivers big on flavor. Start with quality buffalo steaks, oil, salt, and pepper. Bring meat to room temperature, pat dry and season. Cook in a hot pan for under 10 minutes. Rest the steak for 5 minutes. Slice against the grain and serve. Enjoy a restaurant-quality meal at home.